All started off so well, didn't it, if you recall? Big chums, BFFs, new friends. They even ended up, of course, having their brand new coffee endorsement. Well, endorsed by none other than one of the biggest chat show hosts in the world, Oprah Winfrey. But now it does appear, finally, that whatever you do, you're not allowed to mention Harry and Meghan in front of Oprah. More importantly as ever, why? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Lovely sunny start to this day again. Don't know what we've done to deserve this weather, but we'll embrace it. Hope you're all going to embrace your day or have enjoyed your day, whichever way you're going. But as ever, do look after yourselves. Now this story really all centres on the fact, of course, that just over a year ago, Harry and Meghan sat down with the most famous chat show host in the US at least, and she was looking for a hit, if you recall. She needed a big hit after years in the wilderness. I mean, Oprah Winfrey in her time, for particularly my generation, I used to watch her in the 80s when I was coming back from school. She was that big a thing, particularly for the sort of burgeoning daytime TV market. And then she went on to interview literally everybody. One of my favourites that she sat down with was none other than Liver Archie. What a revealing interview that he gave her. Well worth a look if you get the opportunity to revisit it on YouTube. So you can imagine way back a year ago she sat down with Harry and Meghan, and as they often said here, this was her biggest show, her best interview ever, according to a very good pal, Gayle King. And then something went wrong. But as ever, what? All started off so well. There was bombshell after bombshell. And if you recall, we had that famous what from Oprah Winfrey when, of course, Meghan said that there were sort of concerns about the skin colour of Archie, who was then yet to be born. There was a secret wedding and all the other sort of paraphernalia that went with that. And of course, it's still an ongoing battle, as one can imagine, because when you set up that sort of interview, you do expect some repercussions. But even Oprah didn't expect such a backlash. Now, according to a very good source out in the world of Hollywood, the land that makes all of these chat shows and all of that sort of stuff, even a recent interview with Adele failed to get the sort of recognition, the sort of reaction that Harry and Meghan had got. And apparently, according to that good source, at a recent event, basically, she was sort of, well, shall we say, for want of a better word, harassed by a group of friends, people, associates, who wanted to know all the inside track on the Harry and Meghan interview. And as we told you at the time, although the length of interview that we saw, well, there's certainly far more uncut footage that we haven't seen yet. Bit of a debate as to who owns that, as I've told you. Big debate going on about that, and of course really what was said in the uncut footage. But according to that source, Oprah Winfrey said, look, I don't want to know, as ever, allegedly. I am not prepared to discuss that interview in public ever again. Now, doesn't it seem strange that the thing that you were really boasting about a year ago and thought it was wonderful and couldn't wait to get out there to the world, and most importantly, of course, make lots of money from syndication and ownership copyright, now you seemingly don't want to speak about at all? According to that good source, and as often we have to say here on the show, allegedly, basically the reasons being is that she herself didn't see what was coming. She had no idea really what the backlash was. And also, according to that source, she does feel incredibly sad for our gracious Majesty the Queen. As we all can now see, we've got a very frail monarch at 96 years old. Cannot have been easy, one bombshell after another, particularly as we now know what was going on behind the scenes with Her Majesty and the now late Duke of Edinburgh. But where does that leave Oprah, Meghan and Harry? Well, according to them, she's still a very good friend and close associate. According to someone closer to Oprah, there's a distance. Perhaps they won't be sharing that organic coffee that she so was proud to, shall we say, endorse a while back, if you remember, on an Instagram post. Let's not say they've fallen out, but as with every sort of one-time close friends, once a bombshell comes between you, it's very difficult, isn't it, then to repair the pieces. And I think for Oprah moving forward, she doesn't want to be defined by this particular interview. And more importantly, as she said to that good source, we were telling their truth. I think their truth has become rather difficult for many people to, shall we say, comprehend. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.